Okay, let's see how this goes. Try and put this, I guess, a bit lower. Okay, guys, welcome and welcome back to the Talk Podcast. Today it's a bit of a different setup. Yes, I am recording myself. Let's see. Okay, let's see where this goes. Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to the Talk Podcast. Today, a completely different setup. Recording myself, trying to do a bit of different content. I started the podcast. Creating just audio version of the content, talking about relationships. That is the main topic on my platform. I want to talk about relationships because, as we all know, relationships nowadays are difficult. Everyone is confused. People are, having the weirdest and craziest expectations. Dating apps don't seem to be helping a lot. So I I found it a bit interesting. I found it surprising that this phenomenon of people, starting to ask themselves questions online about men and women and what is expected and what should be expected or what not should be expected, or I don't know, or just different gurus who came up on the internet started convincing women that these are the things you need to require from a man, and these are the way you need to behave. All these, I don't know, just weird stuff, right? So I decided to join in and tap in a bit, right? And bring my view to this confusion and yeah, just see where this is going. Also, I was thinking to react to content that has already been created either by other YouTubers, TikTokers, whatever kind of content creator, and also people who just really like to share their business on the internet, unfortunately, yes. Because look, I mean, I'm not here to make fun of anyone, right? But I think at the end of the day, the consequences, whoever wants to share themselves on the internet, myself included, you need to face the outcome, right? You are going to get backlash, you are going to get some comments, you are going to get people who like it, who will like it, who will love it. But also you get a lot of people who are just going to be like, stupid, that's not right, that's not good, all that stuff. So it comes with the territory. And what else was I trying to say, guys? In between, please grab yourself a coffee, because I love to drink coffee. I'm a big coffee lover. I can drink coffee all day. Like some people mm, cannot, but I love coffee. So grab yourself some coffee and dive in with me. So new setup, trying to do some more video content. And today actually I want to talk about hookup culture. Why do I want to talk about the hookup culture? Funny as it is, that was the first episode that I shared on my YouTube. Um, and I want to bring back the topic because I think it's still very much relevant nowadays. People are still too involved in the hookup culture, especially women, and it's an issue. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Another thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about this idea of strong and independent women. I guess not only myself, but so many more women are just tired of this strong and independent. Guys, what are you trying to do? It's okay. So talking about the hookup culture, right? It's a phenomenon. I cannot really put a time to it, how it exploded. It's something that's been around for decades and decades, like really, even before the 60s, right? But I would say that from the 60s on, with the, liberation of the sexuality, the sexual liberation, that movement came along and it kind of brought a whole big wave to people just jumping into it without thinking about the outcome, any consequences, any risk to the emotional impact that comes with that, right? And unfortunately, a lot of young women started diving into this, just giving their bodies out to men that don't care for them. Why? I cannot tell you why. It does not make sense. That's a different topic for a different day. But I guess the whole narrative, the whole idea that was sold to women is that, look, men can do whatever they want, men can sleep around, men are free and liberated, and we women are oppressed. Women cannot do whatever they like. Women are tied to being married. Oh my God, this share. Women are tied to being married before having any kind of sexual experience or whatever. And now someone came along and told women that, you know what, you can do exactly what men do. You can go out there in the world, have fun, sleep around, face no consequence, zero, face no emotional consequences at all, and just have fun, right? That was the idea. But unfortunately, what happened is that, yes, some people were having fun, but a lot of people were not having fun. A lot of people got heartbroken. A lot of people fell into depression, into trauma. And what happened was, now women just gave the most precious to men who don't even value them as much, for no exchange, for nothing, right? This man had no incentive to actually go out there and pursue these women, to put effort into it, to put time into it. And what happened was just that women had to realize that, okay, we did give men our body, but not only did we give men our body, we actually fell into this liberation thing. We've done it, we've had all the fun, but now what next? Where are the guys who are supposed to commit to us, right? But that's not how it works, unfortunately. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that for young women who think that there is a competition to how you are supposed to go about relationships and your body, how you should carry that, and how you should, I just, it's difficult to find words for this, right? But don't do it. It is wrong. It's not taking you anywhere. It's really just going to put you in a place of devastation. You've wasted time, you've wasted emotions, you've put your body into, I don't know, into bad situations where people really just don't care. They're not going to call you tomorrow, they're not going to care for you. And you are going to be let alone with all that trauma. And what happens is, over time, is you start having issues trusting people. You don't even trust yourself at this point, because why? You've just gotten used to it over time, over the years, giving the most precious out to random people. It's bad. It's really just bad. And I know already that the argument or the question is going to come. Sorry guys, I need to apologize already now for the stucking on my video. Like, sometimes it's just shaky. But I know already that people are going to come and say, what about the boys? What about the men? Why don't you talk about this in, in perspective to men? Well, I'm not saying that this is good for men, right? It has bad effects for men as well. For both parties, tapping into this behavior, being hyperly promiscuous with your body, taking that risk, right, is damaging for both parties. It is more damaging for women, though. Why? Women have the risk of getting pregnant, right? That is one big factor. Second, men and women bond completely differently emotionally, right? We have the fact that when we are intimate with a man, we start creating this hormone called oxytocin. Yes, men create and produce that too, but not as much as we do. And nature is what nature is. We will never be able to change it, even though you have a lot of scientists and a lot of ideas going on nowadays. And some of them are, I love the idea of being more innovative. But when it comes to us humans and relationships, I don't think there's much we can change. And I always say I don't think there's much we really want to change, right? Why? It has always worked perfectly fine if we just kept things naturally. And I do understand there are always exceptions to the rules. There are always going to be some women who just love to be promiscuous. And there are going to be some women who just have zero negative side effect to it. Yes, but do you really want to take the risk and find out? Like, at this point, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not even thinking it's a fun topic to laugh about. It's really sad, right? You have women who would sleep with guys for stupid reasons, like what they can get out of it. But I thought you were so independent and strong and capable. Why can't you just get it on your own? Why compromise in such a bad way? You don't even, like, most cases, when you hear the stories, they don't even like the man. They don't like him. They don't respect him. They don't even find him that attractive. But there's something that they're thinking they can gain. That is one scenario. There's another scenario where young, like really young girls think that they need to tap into this because why? It's such a common thing. Everyone talks about it, everyone does it, everyone is just hooking up, sleeping around, and now they think they need to do it as well. I mean, on my TikTok channel, I found that's now almost a year ago, I found this scary story, and it just gives you an idea of how loose we have become, that we don't even see the danger, the risk behind it anymore, right? Everyone is just out there and about it. And I'm not trying to say that people should be prude or anything. No, if you're an adult, you should be aware of the outcome. That's what I'm trying to say. And you should be aware of certain consequences. And if you choose to be intimate with someone that you both mutually care for each other, whatever the setting looks like, it's not my business, right? But still, I think that advocating for promiscuous behavior while there is like no one who's actually catching up these young women when it goes wrong, right? No one is there. It's empowerment, empowerment, liberation, liberation, do what you want. The words, even like the lack of, I don't want to say shame, but the lack of shame to it nowadays is just scary. That you would hear words like whole face. um it's common, it's really common nowadays that you would hear that people say, yeah, I'm on my whole face. Young girls um, talk like that, or they believe it's just normal. They just, it's a mindset that is so shocking. And this mindset used to be something that, you would hear, and we know it existed even in, I don't know, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but it was just more kept secret. We were not trying to sell it as the norm. I guess that's my issue, at least. But I don't know, guys, what you think about this. If anyone has any experience to this hookup culture topic, because I will talk about it a bit more. Definitely a difficult one. But I want to move on with the strong and independent mindset. Strong and independent women. Why? How? Who wants to be strong and independent? Independent of what is the question? And strong in a sense like, what are you guys fighting? Where are we going? Right? I don't think that is realistic, and I believe that most women don't want to buy into that. It sounds good. The sisterhood has been pushing it for years now. Everyone wants to be a part of it. But I think a lot of women, whatever where they come from, or age group, or social background, I think most of us want a nice, easy life, right? We want to be able to do what we want to do, what we enjoy, what we are passionate about, what we are good at, where your strengths are. But I think that, oh, I think that most women actually do not want to stress a lot, right? Even the ones who are looking for careers, yes, you do want to be um, put in a position where you can challenge yourself. I get that, makes sense. Um, but do women really want to be strong and independent? Do women really want to adapt into masculinity? Is that really what you guys want? I don't want that, because if I look out in the world and I think, oh my God, all these things that we enjoy, right? I was trying to look out. um, it's just difficult, like all the work behind it. I do not want to put myself in that position, right? This has nothing to do with, oh, you're trying to say women are not smart enough, women are not capable. No, this has nothing to do with that. But actually, do we really want to put ourselves in those physical hard positions? Do we really want to stay up for hours and hours and do it and over again? I mean, I saw these clip of a young lady on Instagram. She's studying medicine, smart, attractive, full package, right? And she posts these videos of herself saying things like, haha, girl math, how you commit yourself to following a career, trying to become, in her case, a doctor, 10 years plus or whatnot. And then while just doing that and close to your goal, you're just sitting there and you're dreaming of becoming a kept woman. You're dreaming of becoming a housewife. Yes. You're dreaming of becoming a mother. Yes. And that happens a lot. So I really wonder, is this just another made up competition from some feminist, who like to spread stuff. And because we are just so full of empathy, we like to follow and we want everyone to feel good. And yes, it sounds beautiful to be strong and independent. And to be honest, being strong and independent and still being able to cooperate and work with a man and just let him lead does not mean that you're dumb. I don't know where they get that from. It does not mean you're dumb. It does not mean you're not capable. It does not mean that someone is putting you in a place that you're, held in captive or whatnot. It does not mean that you're less. I don't know. It's mind blowing to me. It actually helps you become more independent if you think about it. Because if you really have someone in your life who wants the best for you, vice versa, right? It gives you the peace, the time, the power, the motivation to actually focus on the things that you like, that you want to do. I just don't get it. The twisted mind behind all these things is so confusing to me. Not only is it confusing, it's actually really heartbreaking because I'm seeing more and more and more and more and more women tapping into this. And I remember in my teens, it was just like a thing, a fun thing, just a bit of a sassy attitude that some girls had, and from the music especially. But no, it's really a dangerous mind, I must say. And it's a dangerous mind because why? It's so easy for us women to influence other women. We influence each other so easily, but we're doing it with the wrong things, unfortunately. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna leave it to that. So I don't know. I think people should just be more mindful of what they are consuming, who they're listening to, the ideologies that they're trying to tap into, the movements. Like, I don't know. First, it was feminist movement, then it had a lot of grades to it, then it had some kind of subculture to it, then we had some craziness with some women wanting to pick a bear, and then we had the 4B movement who had actually something to do with South Korean. Like, I don't know, it's just wild. It's just too much. Can we just relax?